The Raiders lost this game because we have not been able to find a quarterback. Geno Smith, point blank, I don't care what anybody says. I don't want people being like, oh, Mitch, you can't blame a loss on one guy. Geno Smith, this falls on your shoulders. You just simply got to be better. And we're going to get into an instant reaction here to a 25-24 loss to the Chicago Bears in a game that the Raiders tried to do everything in their power to throw away. The Chicago Bears tried everything in their power to throw this game away. And quite frankly, I am sick to my stomach. I am heartbroken. And there is one question, and one question only, that I think Raider Nation needs to answer, and it's this right here. If you come across this video, I expect a yes or no. And when I go down and I see these comments, I want to know what you have to say. Should the Raiders bench Geno Smith? Give me a yes. Give me a no. Please let me know down below. I don't know if I'm going to sit up here and say it's time to bench him right now, but I am going to say this. If Pete Carroll's going to sit up there and he's going to talk compete in regards to JPJ, who went out there today and was an absolute monster on the offensive line, also prayers up for Kolton Miller, I am going to say this. He's got to compete for his job. Geno Smith can no longer be the no-doubt starting quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders. If it was up to me, it's got to be Geno Smith up against Kenny Pickett, because we can't be a team that puts our coaches, players that he handpicks above everybody else. There is nobody above the shield. And I understand this is Pete Carroll's guy, but this is the reason why we're 1-3 right now. You can hate me for saying it all you want. This right here is the reason why we're 1-3. The offensive line played great. The running game finally got going. I was impressed by Chip Kelly's game calling. You know, why has Raheem Mostert been on the bench for as long as he has instead of Zamir White? But to me, this is just a game that I'm just so sick to my stomach that we didn't find a way to win because of how great our defense played. But Geno Smith, I'm not saying he sucks. I'm saying he sucks right now, and you can't deny it. Geno Smith is not a good enough quarterback in the NFL right now for this team to be able to compete on a weekly basis, and until we figure out his turnover issues, we're going to keep losing football games. What I hope that the Raiders realize is Ashton Jeanty is him, and I hope that they realize that they can keep running the football and stay running the football. I understand that the Bears' defensive line is shit, and I understand that the Bears were allowing 5.5 yards per carry entering this game, and they got gouged for another 240 on the ground. But Jeanty showed today that he can catch the football and he can run between the tackles. I think we clearly see that it is not an Ashton Jeanty problem. But right now what teams are doing is they're forcing Geno Smith to throw the ball down the field. Geno's just got, I don't know if it's an ego trip. I don't know if he's just not seeing the ball well. I don't know if he's not seeing the field all that clearly, because the throws he's making are throws that Gardner Minshew, Aiden O'Connell, Jimmy Garoppolo, these types of quarterbacks are making. And do I think Kenny Pickett is better than Geno? No. But I also believe in commitment to excellence. I also believe in the mentality of compete. And when your quarterback is single-handedly throwing games away from you, I don't know how you don't sit down and go, is it time to make a change? And I know the deal that the Raiders gave Geno. It's not going to be an easy one to get out of. But right now, as a Raiders fan, I'm sitting around, I'm looking around, and I think you guys will know how painful this is for me to say. Right now, watching Geno Smith play makes me miss Derek Carr. And that's coming from me. I'm not saying I want to bring DC back. It's not ever going to happen. But right now, Raider fans want a quarterback that gives them a chance to win. When the organization, DC also decided to move on from the Raiders, I don't want to get into a Derek Carr conversation, but when you replace a franchise guy in Derek and you've brought in nothing but shit besides Jimmy Garoppolo, waste, Gardner Minshew, waste, Aiden O'Connell, again, he's a backup, it is what he is, and now you brought in Geno Smith. I'm really starting to wonder, is this franchise cursed with quarterback play, or we just got to stop trying to maybe kick the tread on the tires of these journeyman quarterbacks, and I'm to blame, right? Like I thought with Spytech, Pete Carroll, Greg Olson, all these guys that have done nothing but make journeyman quarterbacks special in the NFL. I don't blame anybody right now for questioning Geno. I don't blame anybody right now for questioning Pete Carroll, because good teams find ways to win. Bad teams find ways to lose, and right now the Raiders are doing a lot to find ways to lose. Now, today's show sponsor is Prize Picks. My Prize Picks lineup was terrible, and you and I, we make decisions every single day. I'm still going to make decisions to watch the Raiders every single game day, and I hope that the nation does the same. But this episode is brought to you by Prize Picks, and I don't want you to miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. I also say that because if the Raiders are going to be dog shit, then it's good to at least get some more lessons in. That way you have a chance to put some money in your pocket. PrizePicks is also the best way to get action in sports in more than 40 states, including California, Texas, Florida, and Georgia. PrizePicks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out even if one of your lineups isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. Download the app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. Let's go to the next takeaway here in this game. The defense. What an incredible football game by the defense. And, there's going to be some people that don't watch the game, that only look at the box score, and they're going to yell, oh, it's time to fire Patrick Graham because we gave up that touchdown late in the game. Don't get me wrong. I'm a little bit frustrated that I felt like we changed up. We went a little bit too conservative, too a little soft on that final touchdown drive. But at the exact same time, there were 5 times today where the Chicago Bears had the ball inside of the Raiders' 24-yard line and didn't score a touchdown. Think about that for a second. The amount of times that the Raiders put the ball in really bad situations for this defense, it's just hard to win when you turn the ball over 4 times. The Raiders had a really bad turnover on downs early in the game. Geno Smith threw 3 horrific interceptions that were 100% on him. I mean, Geno's reading as if he can't read, right? Think about me when I try to read a quote graphic or when I try to read somebody's super chat up on screen. It's that bad right now. I mean, I don't know if there's such thing as dyslexia and when reading defensive coverages, but I'm worried Geno Smith has dyslexia in terms of reading coverages, because when you watch the Geno Smith tape from previous seasons and you watch the decisions he's making this year, sometimes I like to call it hero ball, where you're just like, what are you doing? Take the easy play. Take what's in front of you instead of trying to do way too much. And right now, the Raiders don't have an identity, and they don't have an identity because the quarterback you brought in is seeing ghosts. Your head coach right now doesn't know how to win a football game. And yet again, we're 4 weeks into the season. The Raiders are 1-3, lost 3 straight games, and we're looking for an identity. If somebody can help me find an identity, I hope that we can find one. Let's go to the next takeaway here. Maxx Crosby was he was elite, man. And I'll tell you this, I've watched a lot of Maxx Crosby football games. This might have been one of the greatest 98 games that I've seen, and I think that we need to show him some love. I hope that you guys spam 98 down below, because he was all over the football field. 5 tackles, 3 tackles for loss. I don't know how it says 0 sacks. That's definitely not right. I know he had a sack in this game. Maxx, to me, though, was flying just all over the football field. It says that Maxx doesn't have a sack. I don't know how it's possible, because on the one play, Maxx, he went through the defensive line, basically had a strip sack. Caleb Williams ended up falling on it. I don't know how that's not classified as a sack, quite frankly, but, he was getting double-teamed. He was getting triple-teamed, and he did everything in his power, showed nothing but hustle. What's just hard about this game is your defense played almost a perfect game. And I know the Raiders' defense gave up 25 points, but out of all the games that I've seen so far this season, this to me was the defensive performance that I've been the most proud of. And that's a hard one to watch, man. That's a really, really hard game to be able to sit back and go, I can't believe we lost that game. And then to have that team get a blocked field goal there late, I'm just so sick to my stomach. And then bad teams lose these games. And I mean it. The Raiders are a bad team right now. They are a bad coach team. They're a bad ran team by a quarterback position. We need a QB. I don't really know what the plan is going to be moving forward here, because you got to figure out a way to bounce back. Now, you got the Indianapolis Colts. You got the Tennessee Titans, 2 teams that I do think that the Raiders can win. But you got to be able to find out a way to get to 3-3 before you play the Kansas City Chiefs Week 7, because I'll tell you this right now. There's going to be a lot of people coming for Pete Carroll. And, this was a prove-it game. And you prove that you can't win close games. You prove that the quarterback you went out and got is not the right guy. And he's not the right guy. And you could say that he is the right guy. I have been somebody that has been up here defending, Geno Smith. It's not going to be me defending them anymore. I've stuck my neck out on the line. I feel like I've, put my name out there on the line for him. But at this point, I don't know how you possibly could ever back up Geno Smith. And when you're playing this bad, it's hard to win football games, man. It's hard to win football games. For those that do not know, I will be live tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern time, and then Monday Night Football yet again, live here on the Raiders Report, though I think we're going to get started probably an hour before kickoff on Monday night, so it's probably going to be like 7:15 p.m. Eastern time. I'll keep saying it like this. If you're a Raiders fan and these games make you sick to your stomach, I hope you tune in on Mondays when we go live. I hope you tune in Tuesdays when we go live. And I hope you tune in every Thursday Night Football, because at this point, I don't know what it's going to take for us to have joy on game days. At least we can have fun Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday here on the Raiders Report. Geno, got to be better. Pete Carroll, get your guys' shit together, because you're going down the wrong path right now.